What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. I am out thrifting, looking for those goods to flip, just like always. Here is a Pokemon Pikachu plush that I see. Not really worth much, but I did see it was the Tomy, which sometimes those actually can sell for a couple $100s. It seems like there's one that sells for vintage one. That one ends up being a newer one. I couldn't see the tag. I bought it. I have a bunch of Pokemon plush to actually sell, so I'm just going to lot that one in together. And we got some other plush here. I'm looking at some random Build-A-Bear stuff. One that I Google Lens. It kind of looked like a monster. What is it? Pet monster or something like that. Just didn't seem like it was selling for much after I did some research. Looking at the toys, we got some weird looking Lego here. Dacta. And I did some research on these. They're all open. I got various Lego pieces in there. It didn't seem like they were worth messing with, even at $4, even just for the pieces to collect, just basic pieces. So left those board games, looking for those unique board games. There's a concentration game I didn't really notice, vintage. Don't see that very often, if ever, so I'm not sure if that was worth anything. Probably not. Most of those older games like that are not worth much. Over here, I spot this bag of these Hello Kitty, like gotcha collectible toys that have sealed figures and stuff inside. And I did some research on them, and surprisingly worth quite a bit. See, one's open there, but the bags are sealed. Actually, when I got into them, after I got home, two of them were used. The pieces have been opened, but the others were all sealed. So I'm going to give those a shot. Anything Hello Kitty, I kind of pay a little bit of attention to because it seems like a brand that has a lot of kind of unique items that people want. I remember selling a toaster and waffle maker that was Hello Kitty and some stuff like that. I think a water warmer. Got some good money. Here's a bag of Pokemon cards. No price on them, and they're newer. Plus, they're just in a bag, kind of beat up. Not something I want to drop money on. In this Goodwill, I see this Who Knew game. I sell these on Amazon. Sell good around Christmas for about $30, but I opened that one. Cards are kind of bent, and there's no instruction manual, so not worth me trying to buy and sell because, for one, you're not even really supposed to sell that stuff unless it's complete on Amazon. And I wouldn't be able to sell it even if it was allowed because no one would want to buy it without the instructions. Here is a, what is it, jar opener. The Black & Decker jar openers. I've had these in the video quite a few times. They sell terrible on eBay. They sell okay on Amazon. This one's the older model, which I wasn't going to buy them anymore because they're annoying to ship. But you know what? Since the box is there and the instructions and everything, it makes it easier to sell on Amazon. So yeah, we'll go with that. Here's something like a Wii cover. This always gets me. I pick them up many times before in videos thinking it's a Wii controller, and it's just a picture of a Wii controller for the case. Got me again. I put it back down promptly. Here's this Mysterium game. This is only $2.99. I kind of just bought it for the board game collection. Used to buy it new. It's quite expensive, so pretty good deal. I'm a sucker for unique board games. It's got great reviews, so probably a pretty good game. Looks like a Peanuts snow cone maker there. They started remaking those. Not really worth a whole lot. Some sort of toy sewing machine, which I'm pretty sure I have one of those. They just don't sell. Brand new, so I guess in my pile of stuff to sell at a flea market garage sale. Over here, I'm looking at these bags, and I see this brand new with tags Realtree purse. Not a bad looking purse, so I picked that up. Should make some profit on it. Don't see much of anything else there. Ceiling fan over there. Sometimes you find those brand new sealed at Goodwill. They can be worth selling. That one was opened. Here's some cookware stuff. Here's a coffee pot. And this kind of stuff I like to buy and sell if it's new. Made some decent money finding these, especially KitchenAid and the better brands. People look for replacements and they'll pay like $25-30. That one, I'm pretty sure it was used. I'm pretty sure I opened it after I turned off the camera, but I did not buy it for whatever reason. I don't remember exactly. This is footage from over like a month ago because I had that gap where I had surgery and just getting around to editing this video. So hard to remember stuff after a month when you do this all the time. Look at the same kind of stuff, but not seeing much over here in all this chaos. Oh, I do see this. I remember looking it up, or I think it wasn't priced, and I looked it up and it wasn't really great. So I just didn't want to deal with having them price it, you know. Here's something that was kind of cool. This is a guitar. It was 20 bucks, and I forget the name of it now. Come from Holland, but they weren't, if you can see it in there, they weren't selling that great, honestly. About $60. This one had some damage. I don't know what the piece is called, the bridge there that the string's attached to, maybe. But when I was looking it over and trying to decide to buy it, it fell off. So sure, you could glue it back on, but I'm not, dealing with all that. And they didn't look like they were selling very quickly, so yeah, I left it. Looking at the clothing, looking at the pants. Never expect to find much in the pants like this, but I see this and I'm like, what is this? I'm looking and I'm like, that's Alien Workshop, which is a skater brand clothing. And they make skateboards, certain skating apparel that's vintage people, vintage skaters, I don't know what I'm trying to say, are looking for. So yeah, I picked those up and I looked them up. I was surprised. Of course, I'll talk about those here in a minute in the haul. I also got a Tweety shirt here. I think this is where I got it. Just kind of a vintage shirt I decided to pick up. Looking at the other pants here. Let me know in the comments if you find any just like dress pants that are worth reselling. I usually don't look at them too much. Here's some LL Bean jeans. They're kind of worn. Otherwise, they might have been worth selling pre-owned at $5 a piece. I just decided to pass on them. But did find some great deals today, thrifting, and even went to Home Depot. So let me show you everything I found. Some great pickups. Check it out. This is my haul. I'm going to try to remember this stuff as much as possible. This is a couple weeks after I found it. The same day I was going to record the haul, I ended up having a retina detachment, so I had to have surgery. Now, a couple weeks later, I'm going to get this video finished and try to get this stuff off my table. But found some cool things. Some of the stuff I was looking at, and I was just like, I don't even remember buying this hardly. I do remember getting these Sorel boots. They're the vintage Chieftain boots. I sold some Chieftain boots a bit newer earlier in the year, and I think I sold them for about $40. So I'll probably try $40 on those. They came from the thrift store. They were $2, so decided to pick them up at that price. Here's some more boots. These are, let's start with these. These are Echo boots. Women's, you see Gore-Tex on there, which is usually a good sign. They have some value, I find. Echo boots are weird. I couldn't find the exact style on these. I could hardly ever find the exact style number or anything. But using Google Lens, some similar boots did sell for around $40. So probably try $40 on those. They're in really good condition. And then I got some UGG boots, insulated, and these, I don't even remember. I think they were like $30 or $40, something like that. So not bad. Both those pairs came from Goodwill for only $5. Do I have enough lighting in here? It's like 2:45 in the morning. I could not sleep. So came downstairs and I saw this haul and I'm like, you know what? I'm healthy enough to record this. Let's get it out of here. So here's some Puma shoes, and I picked these up because there weren't any comps for them or any I could find this exact style. They're like these felt plaid, kind of a unique look, and I've sold some just unique Pumas in the past for around $30 or $40. So I'm going to try that on those. Here's some Nike shoes I just mostly picked up because, well, now that I look at them, I'm remembering them. KDs. I didn't think I was going to pick these up, but I looked up the style number and looked like they were at least $30. So for paying $5 in this good a condition, I figured, yeah, they're worth picking up. Looks like they'll sell. Here's a great pair, and I paid, oh my goodness, I think it was 50 cents for these. These are Weejuns I've talked about on the channel before. Kind of desirable, kind of a bolo shoe, I guess, because a lot of these dress shoes are not. These are just penny loafers. But I'm pretty sure they're 50 cents. They might have been $1 because shoes are $1 at the thrift store, but if I remember right, they were having a half off sale that week, and these are just put out, and I grabbed them for 50 cents. These will sell for, I think, over $100. I'll have to try to put a comp on this screen. Again, I'm sorry, I just don't remember exactly looking this stuff up a couple weeks ago. It's hard enough when I look it up, and I wait like 5 minutes. I tend to forget. But really cool shoe pickup there. Then I guys got these San Antonio Shoe Company shoes, which came from the same Goodwill, the Echo shoes. I think they're the same size, so they probably came from the same person. Pretty decent pair, this style. I think I could sell for $25-30, no problem. Been selling a lot of these San Antonio Shoe Company shoes like this recently. They've been selling pretty quickly if you price them right. Oh, we got another pair here, almost missed. Got an eye patch on, so missing things. Just a pair of New Balance all-terrain shoes. I recently sold a pair of all-terrain New Balance shoes for, I think it was like $45-50. So I just bought these blind because they're in really good condition. This particular style, when I looked up the style number, didn't seem like it was selling for as much. I'm not 100% sure what the difference in the all-terrain shoes I bought were, but like $25-30 in that condition, no problem. So just a bread and butter shoe, no cleaning involved in those, so very fast to list and sell and ship and store and all that, which is why I buy shoes like that, to make like $15 profit. But I'm going to add up all these shoes and boots. I'll put it on the screen how much I expect to make. So here's some interesting items. Maybe not so much the Donkey Kong Country Returns, but it was $2.99. It is complete. I think it's like a $20 game complete. Probably price it like $19.99 free shipping, something like that. But here's some Hello Kitty crossover with LOL Surprise, like mystery sets. They're new. They were in these bags for $3.99 each bag. This bag only has 2, unfortunately, and it has some other random toys I don't think are worth anything, but each one has 7 sealed figures, and they're random, you know, just the kind of gotcha stuff that they make for kids now to teach them gambling. Here's the other bag. That one has 4. And you can kind of see, because this one opened up, they just sealed packages. It has some stickers and stuff in them. But I looked them up. I didn't think they was going to be really worth it, because this Goodwill has some other kind of gotcha stuff, like some Bratz ones that I was looking up. And I'm like, yeah, none of this is really worth it. But these, I think I was seeing some $40 to $45. Some were selling for just one. Some other situations, older, where they were selling for $20, $25. There's not a lot of these on eBay, so that equals out to some pretty good profit since I have 6 of them. It's one of those things that may just keep creeping up in value, so I might price high to start. Here is a purse. This is a Realtree purse, brand new with tags. Looked it up. Looks promising enough. I saw some selling between $25 and $45. Different styles. I did see one in this style. I think it was sold for $40-ish. So I'm going to try $40 on this. I think it will sell at some point. $5.99, not a bad price at all. Here's just a Wii Pro controller. I guess it's not a Pro controller. It's just a controller. Can't even remember what I paid for this now. I just bought it because why not? I'm not even sure what they sell for. Probably not much since it's not a Pro controller. Here's another item I got at the thrift store for 50 cents. This Pictionary 2nd edition, just kind of an expansion pack. I bought it because I figured I could make some money on it. I didn't even look it up. Much better than I remember, because I'm pretty sure I've sold this before on Amazon years ago. It looked like it was selling for like $68, currently new, sealed on Amazon. Some of these expansion packs for Pictionary and I think Trivial Pursuit I picked up like this, and they've sold for good money. So really nice to get that for 50 cents. Here's a couple board games. I think this Mysterium is like a $40 or $50 game new on Amazon. This one's used, but at $2.99. It's either going in the board game collection. I'm going to do some research on it and see if it's something that maybe I'd want to play someday. It looks like it has a $4 thrift store price on it. Surprised Goodwill actually priced it lower than that. But I bet you I could at least sell that for $20 pre-owned. Then we got a vintage Simon game. This was 50 cents at the thrift store as well. So pick that up because I think the last one I sold for $20 or $25. I have some extra bulbs for these. It's in good condition. It looked clean in there. So if I do need a bulb, I can just pop it in. Might as well pick it up for 50 cents, right? And make some money on it. So not bad there on the board games. So back here, we have some Shark Bite thermal expansion relief valves. Stopped in Home Depot, pick up some boxes that I needed. Saw these on clearance. I think they were like $13.03, something like that. I just remember I could sell them on Amazon, make about $15 a piece on them. So there's about $45 profit there. Check it out. Here's one of these Black & Decker automatic jar openers. Picked these up a few times this year. A couple of them new, I remember, and I remember selling one for like $130 new. It sold very quickly. Thought I found another new one. However, I opened it up and it is used in there. It has the packaging. It's clean. It has the instructions, paperwork, and the box, which I'm selling these on Amazon, makes it extremely easy to sell it. This is the older version, and I said in a video I wasn't going to pick up the older version anymore just to sell loose on Amazon, only the newer version ones. However, with the box and it only being $4.99, I'm picking it up because I want to sell it for about $60 to $70 on Amazon, so happily take that. I got some interesting clothing here. Here's some Carhartt socks, and I paid $4.99 for these. I bought them because I'm probably just going to use them myself. I don't know. I didn't even look them up to see what they sell for. I doubt much. It seems like there's like a $20 price tag. It says $15.99, so I can always use new socks, so I might as well buy them when I find them cheap and they're a nice brand. But this is kind of surprising. This is the second Alien Workshop item I found in the past month. I found a hat at an estate sale that ended up being better than I thought. And these are Alien Workshop survival pants, kind of like cargo pants. They say survival on them somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at. They're vintage. I didn't expect these to be that valuable, but I did a quick look on eBay and I saw a pair listed for $250. And I thought, whoa, check the sold comps. Didn't see any. So the only one on eBay was priced at $250 for these. So I went over and checked the 3-year history, and I saw some pairs that sold for $150. I think another pair that sold for $100. Paid $4.99 for them. So yeah, I think I'm going to come in and price them about maybe $150. I think the pair that was $250 had a decent amount of watchers, so probably people just wanting a better price on them before they buy them. So hopefully $150 gets me a quicker sale, and it'll still be some great profit. And then I got this at Goodwill. I figured, why not? It's just the Looney Tunes. Pretty good graphic vintage shirt. It's a Tweety. And then on the back, it's got "Today Ain't Your Day." 1996 Looney Tunes. Would be better if it was more of an all-over print, but I still think this is at least a $20 or $25 shirt. Mentioned, I think in the last video, or maybe I haven't even recorded that video yet, where I got some good Looney Tunes shirts. The Looney Tunes stuff has fallen off over the years, but people still want the really cool designs. But hoping to make at least $15 profit on that. But there it is, everybody. That's my haul for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate it so much. Subscribe, comment, share the video, all that fun stuff. It helps me out a lot. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Until next time.